Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, misfits of all ages, this is Paul. This is the Rand Supply Podcast. Today is May 3rd. A couple things going on. Not a whole lot real earth-shattering, but there's a few things that should be addressed. I think top of the list is the information that just came out today that Donald Trump's lawyer or ex-lawyer or whatever is going on there, Michael Cohen, was in fact wiretapped by the FBI or by the special counsel or however that happened, but his lines were tapped, and there was an intercepted call, at least one, potentially more, but verified that at least one intercepted call to the White House. Now, the content of this call is something that I haven't seen what the content is, or whether or not there's anything substantive there that, or, you know, legally actionable or anything like that. But so Michael Cohen, you know, whether or not he's laundering money or whatever the excuse is, whatever the reasoning, whatever the explanation for why he has been under investigation, which I think, much like the rest of the Trump investigation, is somewhat malleable in nature. I mean, we kind of have to look at what the whole Mueller investigation has been. The Mueller investigation, much like pretty much every special counsel that has existed, is you basically have a bloodhound in search of a crime. Now, he's not looking at, it's not like, oh, there's definitely a crime committed here and, you know, we need to find out who did it. That's not what the special investigation is. It is a prosecutor in search of a crime. And that is not how the United States justice system is supposed to work. I'm not a lawyer. I won't pretend to be a lawyer. I wouldn't want to be a lawyer, because the law has a nasty way of being utilized in direct contradiction to the Constitution, the United States Constitution, which is supposed to be the, you know, that's supposed to be the big ticket item right there. That is supposed to be the the one that we can all rely on in the end. You know, is something constitutional or not? We should be able, that should be clear cut. Should be clear cut as to whether or not there is a constitutional crisis, as has been alluded to so many times in the media. It's much like the over the last year, CNN and NBC and MSNBC especially, you know, pursuing the Russian collusion thing as though they were in on some information, that there was something being held back, that oh my good golly, once the public knows this, oh, the fit is going to hit the shan, and the world as you know it is going to fundamentally change. And yet there's nothing. The Russian collusion mantra that has been endlessly just spouted at the mouth by all those mainstream media over the last year has been just, It is an injustice to the nation. It is divisive for no purpose other than to be divisive. It is the type of thing that the whole scandal has been to try to get people to for those who already dislike or hate Trump to hate him harder, and for those who don't, to get on board, get on the bandwagon. Come on, we got room. We can all hate Trump together. It's stupidity. Impeachment is the goal in the end. Well, that's not true. Impeachment is not the goal, because impeachment is simply the process. But impeachment and then removal from office or resignation or whatever, that's the goal. But see, that's not going to be good enough either, because none of these people in the mainstream media want Mike Pence as the U.S. president. Mike Pence is far too Christian and far too conservative for the CNN crowd to ever get behind. So what then occurs? I'm sure that if those who are still dismayed by the loss of Hillary Clinton to Donald Trump, if they had it their way, it would probably just be wipe the entire slate. Let's get rid of all them everyone in the Trump administration, and we can reset. Well, we're not gonna reset. Okay, there are specific amendments to the Constitution that outline how this shit goes. And I don't know, this is all just insanity. But Michael Cohen, it's all whatever, the Trump thing, collusion with Russia, which of course that didn't happen, obstruction of justice, which is legally not even possible. For any of those who want to point to what Donald Trump said that contradicted his own statements about the firing of James Comey, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easily explained. And he's explained it numerous times. So by the masses that would cling to one sentence as though it was the lifeline that's finally going to tank the Trump ship, and that is that it was because of the Russian investigation. Yes, it was because of the Russian investigation. There's no question about that. But it was because of not what Comey was doing, but what he refused to do. He had let the president know on numerous occasions that he was not a target of the investigation. The president wanted Comey to make this public because this whole thing has hindered his presidency terribly. And the fact that he's accomplished everything that he's accomplished over the last year is remarkable. It is incredible. If you don't like the man, that's fine. If you think that he's done nothing for this country, you're not paying attention, or you're not watching anything that even remotely resembles news. If you want, I'm not even going to go over it because I've said it so many times about the unemployment rates of African Americans, of females. Everyone has seen what happened with the stock market. Yes, does it have hiccups here and there? Yes, but where is it at right now, today, May 3rd, 2018? Where is the stock market sitting? Where was it sitting before Donald Trump took office? What is our overall unemployment? Has our economy grown or has it shrunk? In general, generally speaking, if you had to choose based on just economic factors, just legal factors, is the average American citizen, when looking at the whole, is the average American citizen, do they have Are they in a better position right now or a worse position than they were before Donald Trump took office? Now, if you can answer all these things and legitimately believe that everything is worse with Trump in office, I don't know what to talk to you. If you're listening to this podcast, you're listening to the wrong shit, because it's not geared toward you. It's geared toward people who can be objective. Now, Donald Trump has said amazingly dumb shit on Twitter. Or at least it seemed to be dumb at the time. I'm now of the opinion that Trump was... He was flaming the left. He was trolling them. He was just... I've watched how this whole thing with Russia played out. And here's the bottom line of Russia. The only things that are going to come out of the Russia investigation, the only things that are going to come out of it as far as dealing with any laws that... Let's just get this out in the open right now. Being tricked into lying under oath is something that the FBI has been very good at for a very long time. And it's a very, very shitty thing. It's a It's a terrible thing that you have a Justice Department, you have entities within the Justice Department that rely on shady, shitty techniques like trying to get somebody to say something you can later on prove to be false. That way you can claim that they lied under oath. That way you can press charges against them. But this is what special prosecutors do. This is what special investigations are notorious for. Bill Clinton lied under oath about something none of us had the first shitting business to know. Whether or not you feel that him being unfaithful in his marriage was a serious character flaw or not befitting of a president or whatever, that's fine. But if you believe that you actually have the right to know with whom he had sexual relations, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. You have no business knowing that. His wife, sure, she had every right to know, but she did. She knew about all this crap. She knew about it for years. I'm not saying anything bad about Bill or Hillary on this. I'm saying that it was shitty when Ken Starr did it. It is shitty now under Mueller. Those type of tactics should be against the law, period. The FBI shouldn't have to resort to, oh, you lied on this. Well, how about fuck you? How's that sound? How about, you know what? When you're asking asinine questions or questions that you really have no business asking because they don't relate to crimes. I mean, that's what we need to understand here, is that a special counsel, a special investigator, should only be allowed to ask questions related to criminal activity, pursuable criminal activity. So the Russian collusion horseshit should have never come up because it's not a crime. Even if it occurred, it's not a crime. The opposition research thing. It's amazing how people will talk out of both sides of their mouth and talk about how Donald Trump Jr., old Donnie Jr., was willing to accept dirt on Hillary Clinton from the Russians, but yet they won't say a damn thing about the fact that Hillary Clinton was behind the fucking Russian dossier. She was behind, it was Hillary Clinton's campaign, it was the DNC, it was Fusion GPS, it was, the FBI was in on it. Rosenstein knew about this. Rosenstein, Berenstein, frickin' Mandela effect, it doesn't matter. Whatever, you know who I'm talking about, Rod Rosenstein. He knew about all of this. So